The bulls march on, but did the bears fail? This is Invest with Jacob. Okay, guys, so in yesterday's video, we talked about the fact that we were looking for the bulls to continue toward that 50-28 to 45 region, and that's exactly what we saw as the bulls pushed up to 50-45 at the close. Now the question is, can the bears hold? I'll get into that in just 1 second, but first, if you're new here, welcome to the show, guys. My name is Jacob Gabbard, and this is Invest with Jacob, where we use Elliott Wave Theory to break down the SP 500 and the NASDAQ. I highly encourage you to hit that subscribe button down below so that you can get our daily S&P updates, our trade setups, and our buy alerts. All right, in my room today, we had 5 trades, 3 winners, 2 losers for a nice winning day again for us, doing very well in my room. But one thing I don't highlight enough is PT and what goes on in his room. His income trades are absolutely crushing, guys. As you can see on the screen, for just halfway through the month, and he's already up 69 points again on the ES, on pace for about 140 points for the month. They are absolutely crushing in there, and you need to be part of this winning team. So check out later in the video to find out how. Now, let's jump into the chart and take a look. Okay, guys, so here we are on the 1-hour futures chart for the S&P 500, and the bulls continued up into that 50-45 target. They actually pressed above it just after hours into that 50-50 area, so the bears are really up against it here. We really wanted to see them hold 50-45, and now that the bulls have kind of pushed through it, we're not all the way through it, they're still holding that area, but now that they've kind of pushed through this resistance zone, it does make it more likely that they want to push for new all-time highs before we see another pullback. Now, this is a short-term view, and in the short term, with that break of resistance, we would look towards 5,100 next. However, in the longer-term view, we still see lots of indications that the market is weakening. You saw the megas, and we'll see the NASDAQ in just a minute. You know, the NVIDIAs and the chip companies, they started to weaken today. So we're starting to see weakness and divergences in the market on bigger time frames. I've been talking about this for a while. You're seeing the stabs down by the bears. This eventually will break through, and we will see a bigger pullback. The bulls are still in control, but I do believe that the bears are moving forward in making an effort to give us a bigger pullback that will last for more than just one day. So the move higher does put us over 50-45, excuse me, which does make it more probable that they would push higher because they are over the 764. They are over the last resistance leg. The next stop would be the all-time highs. Now, until they actually break the all-time high, they can still push this down. This can still be a circle B wave, but we play probabilities, and that's what's important here is to understand. We're not saying that because we're over 50-45, it's 100% sure we're going to 5,100. Nobody knows that. We're saying that because we are over the 764, we are over the last bit of resistance, we only have the high to contend with, more often than not, they break through and go ahead and push higher here. That doesn't mean they have to go to 5,100 like this. They can come up to the high and give you like this number here and then push higher. There's a lot of different ways they can do it, but what we're saying is more often than not, you're not going to see this. Does that mean they can't do that? No, of course not. Of course they can do that. And tomorrow there is a lot of data. There is PPI, there's jobless claims, and some other things coming out. So a lot of data coming out tomorrow. We could see a pre-market spike down. We could even see a break of support and a push down. But because they're over 50-45, our primary path and our primary probability points toward 5,100 next. Now, if the bears can step up and they can push this market down in the after hours or at the start of the day and keep it under all-time highs, they need to break first 50.16, okay, and then the B wave low down here at 49.72. A break down below that B wave low would be a strong indication that we're going to come back down and test the Fed lows in a C wave down toward that 48.60 area, and that would be a 5-wave move down. One of the other issues I had into the close before they made new highs after hours was we did not have any kind of impulsive move down off the high, and I told my room that we would likely see them push higher into the close because of that. So as of right now, the bulls are fully in control. They are above the last of the resistance zones, so as long as they don't give that zone back, we would look for them to push higher toward 5,100. Over on the NASDAQ. Now, the NASDAQ is relatively weak to the ES, given the fact that the ES is through its last resistance zone up in this area comparatively, whereas the NASDAQ is still under its 764, under the 1.0, and has not been able to extend. And we also saw some weakness in the megas today, NVIDIA and Microsoft to be exact. Some others, Apple was slightly lower, and some others were lower, but those two were showing some weakness. And so we do have some relative weakness here where maybe ES goes and make an all-time high, and we see NASDAQ kind of fail and come down, and then ES follows down to the downside. They don't both have to make all-time highs. If ES pushes up and then we turn over, that happens quite often. In fact, NASDAQ tops first more often than not. So NASDAQ still has plenty of room under its target here. Well, I say plenty of room, like 40 points, but they are still under the 1.0 and the 764 retrace, which was our target for the move up. So as long as they can still respect that target, the bears can still hold here and push lower. And the bears would on the NASDAQ would need to break this low here, which is at about 17,780. And then the B wave low down here at about 17,691. Below that, and it becomes very likely we head down toward that 17,250 area, which was the Fed lows, and test that area to see if they can hold and push back higher for one more high. So right now, on the ES, the bulls are in control, and on the NASDAQ, I would call it neutral because the bulls are still pushing higher, but they have not been able to break through the end resistance areas like the ES has. So NASDAQ could be kind of the tell here that the ES may not be able to break out, but overall, the bulls are in control of both charts until we start to break support again and push lower. Guys, if you love the information that I put out in these videos and you want real-time market updates from me, you need to check out investwithjacob.com. There's a link down in the description. Go ahead and click that link. It'll take you right over to the webpage. Once you're there, check out our membership plans area. We have 2 incredible plans that are monthly, and they both come with a 7-day free trial. And that's because I want you to get in there, make sure you love it, become part of the team, see how we trade, see what we do in there. Make sure it's for you before you ever spend a penny. You can cancel at any time. You literally have nothing to lose by checking us out. We also have our training courses. We're about to finish up our advanced Elliott Wave course. This course, as you can see, has the advanced fib levels, the diagonals, the double and triple threes, the flats, the triangles, all the things you want to know, including how to trade Elliott Wave. Many people know how to kind of put it in place and understand the waves, but they don't know when and how to trade and how to use it successfully to make money in the market. We teach you that as well. And the really cool thing, guys, these courses are free if you are a monthly member, and you can get access to the advanced course and the beginner's course right now. You can see on the screen people are loving this advanced course. And we also have, of course, our first course, the Elliott Wave 4 beginner's course. This course is $67 if you want to buy it outright, and it is helping real traders make real money and finally understand the market in a way that makes sense. It can be so hard to figure out why good news makes the market go down and bad news makes the market go up, and why these things happen and why the market is so irrational. Because Elliott knew that news didn't matter, but key levels did. With Elliott Wave, you understand how to know the key levels, what happens when they break, what happens when they hold, and how to trade them and use them. This course is 25 videos where I go through your introduction, where we go through your mindset and emotion, the KISS method, all that kind of stuff, why it works. The chart setup and tools, this is an extremely important part. All the other tools besides Elliott Wave that you need and how to use them so that you can understand Elliott Wave and understand what's going on and find those key levels. And then the Elliott Wave 4 beginners area where we go through each of the waves, how they work, when they fail, how to measure them, the corrective depth theory, the pivot, everything you need to know so that you can understand the market in a way that makes sense. The cool thing, guys, as I said earlier, if you don't want to pay $67 for that course, you can become a monthly member and get all of our courses for free. In our first room, the Invest with Jacob room, you get all of my real-time market updates, all of my buy and sell alerts, all of your Elliott Wave questions answered, a midday video. And again, these midday videos, they go like 20, 30 minutes long, questions about all kinds of different things, trading, different stocks, paths, technicals, all kinds of different things that we go over, indicators, and train and teach on. Incredible calls, incredible questions. It's a really powerful group. We have that where you get all your questions answered and see where the counts are in the middle of the day. And all of the training material I just talked about. We trade the SPY and the QQQ, and we swing and day trade, so we do trade quite often in my room. And if you're looking for futures trading, individual stocks, income trading like I showed you earlier in the video that's absolutely killing it, and advanced training, you need to check out PT's Throne Room. In there, you get everything you get in the Invest with Jacob room, as well as individual stocks, day trading, the income trading method that he's killing the market with, something that you really need to see, just like his advanced training, reduced risk binary method, where he gets you in at a cheap price and get you huge multiples on your money, and it's how he structures those trades that's so unique. Something you really need to see to understand, and that's another reason we give you those 7-day free trials. He also started a challenge account where he put $4,000 into an account trading mini ES futures, showing you how to build a small account into a large retirement or savings account. Guys, we would love to have you in our room so we can all make money together. All right, the key takeaways for today. Bulls are in control on the ES chart. They have moved above support. They're above the 50-45, or resistance, I should say. They're above the 50-45 area. Their next stop should be all-time highs, and 5100 would be the target for that move. If the Bulls, however, can kind of stick save this and push it back down to the downside, they would need to break through this 50-16 area and then the B wave low down here at 49.72 to give us a strong indication we are headed to at least the Fed lows in the 48.60 area. Over on the NASDAQ, it's a little bit more neutral. The bulls are in control, but they haven't pushed through resistance like ES has, so they are not as in control on this chart, but they are still in control of price, and as long as we stay, as long as they can push over the 17,988 or basically 18,000 area, we would look for them to push to all-time highs too. However, if they can hold that zone and turn down, then we'd look for the bears to break down below this 17,780 area and then this 17,689 area to give us a indication that we're on our way toward that 17,250 area overall. Guys, it's the weekend. It's a holiday weekend. You get an extra day off, so grab a drink. Get away from the house. Get away from the computer. Enjoy time with your family, and I will talk to you next week.